Pelicans win. 98-94. A lot of people upset the win. Some are upset, some are not. We're going to talk about it all. Make sure you smash the like button. Happy Sunday. Let's do it.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth now.
Presented by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. If you haven't heard any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, or heard offshore, Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. They always fight for the win, as always. Powered by 4D.
Hey, free tots.
But shout out free tots.
Yeah.
Also, Blue Moon. I always mess it up. Shout out Blue Moon. Had a couple Blue Moons this weekend.
There
John Deere, Sunshine. Yes, sir.
There it is. You already know.
I understand it now.
Hey.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Appreciate the chat. Smash the like button. What's up, Osborne? How we doing? Yeah, Jared, we're going to talk. You know, Ross was actually not as disgusted as you might think. We're going to talk about it. I think it was an interesting game, Jared. Some people are upset with Borrego, some are not. Take me. I do want to talk about this though, like from James Borrego's perspective, right? There may or may not be a coaching change this offseason. He may or may not be the next guy in line. This could be a really good audition for him. So he wants to obviously show what he can do with the players that he has. Did you agree with kind of like the game flow and how everything transpired tonight? And do you think he could have changed the outcome at all?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's like he had ultra control over everything that transpired in the game. I mean, it's really a bad basketball game. If you really just take 10, 15 steps back, it was a terrible basketball game to witness. But just the energy that some of the players played with was different than when they played with when Willie was the head coach. The Pelicans needed Willie Green to lose this game. They needed Willie. Like, Willie Green is that important. If they really wanted to lose, they should have just let him coach the team. I don't blame James, for winning this game. Like, you can't be mad. Like, he's a head coach. He's a competitor. This is the first time. Well, okay, first time this season he's got a chance to truly impact the game, right? From a coaching perspective, and do it his way. And there was some energy there that some guys responded to. I mean, Antonio Reeves was really good. He got his, I think it was his first start, if I'm not mistaken, right? And kind of see how he played. But I can't really blame James for trying to get this win.
Yeah, Ross, there's some points in the game tonight where James took some decent timeouts. One thing that I thought was really, really smart from him was the 2-for-1 there late in the fourth. I think there's like 34, 35 seconds left, right? You have a couple more possessions. So he draws up a little just angle screen for Jose. Jose refuses it, gets an and one. Nice finish there on the left side. But yeah, I saw some good things from him tonight. But I want to hear your thoughts on Lito. And welcome, Chaz.
Yeah. I thought they played pretty well in the fourth quarter. And again, especially there late, I saw some good things overall. I mean, more importantly, it was, and I know it's like you don't have a ton of other options, but you saw Reeves play really well and kind of, I mean, I think it was like Jarrett said, his first start, but like, extended minutes, shot the ball really well. You saw Keon Brooks play really well. So I don't know. I mean, those are, I mean, Carlo, I thought was okay. At the end of the day, like James has this is an audition in a lot of ways for him. He's spent the last year and a half, year and 3 quarters having to like not have any of his ideas implemented, not like probably have any relationship with the head coach. It's an opportunity for him. And I mean, he doesn't make the roster. So he's doing the best you can with what you have out there. Would it have been like, would I have complained if we lost? No, because it would have gotten you closer to that, that crucial third spot third from the bottom spot in the rankings. At the same time, like, I don't know what other option, what other option did he have, right? Like this way, if this was Willie Green, I would have expected him to lose because you were the current head coach And in theory, you're under contract for next year. It's your responsibility to make sure next year's team and next year's opportunity is as good as possible. That's not James Borrego's job. So I look at it different. Maybe that's fair. Maybe it's unfair. But that's how I look at it. So I don't know. Kudos to him.
Yeah, Lito, what's your opinion on that? We'll go Chaz.
Man, I really didn't have a problem with obviously seeding purposes, draft wise, you want them to lose. I'm not getting a whole lot from this game anyway. Like there was there was really no reason to watch this game. There was no reason to play this game. However, I ain't really mad at Borrego just because what else what else he supposed to do? He coaching for his future, I suppose, or whether it be this team or whatever team. It's like it's an audition. And to be honest, dog, it's hard to be mad at the players in the game too. Like more people play, they want to win. They play to win. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on the front office to decide whether or not we're winning or who's playing or who's not, playing. And like I'm with Chaz. I'm not going to talk about everything we're talking about. In the text, like we talked about how many minutes like Bruce Brown playing and how many minutes like other guys are playing. I feel like that got to be mandated from the higher ups. Like you will go into this game expecting your assistant coach to basically fulfill the duties of the head coach. So I mean, I didn't really have a problem with it. I just it was bad basketball. That game sucked. It was terrible.
To your point, yeah, I agree. To your point, though, it's like I think it's silly to even try to like evaluate Borrego in this regard in some way, or like make this seem like his fault or his benefit or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's similar to like guys playing for jobs. Keon Brooks ain't under contract for next year. Dude's playing with as much energy as humanly possible. Dude's playing for a career.
Yep.
Like Reeves, is Reeves under contract for next year? I don't believe he is.
He is.
He's under contract next year. All right. Bruce Brown currently doesn't have a contract. Like some of those players, especially the younger ones, maybe not as much Bruce, but like JRE, I thought was pretty good today. JRE, as far as I'm aware, not under contract for next year. Like those guys are playing for careers. Yeah, there ain't no guarantees. It's a damn NBA.
Honestly, I thought it was totally self-serving. I thought it was short-sighted. I thought it was a malpractice. Bruce Brown playing 30 minutes. Again, a player who's not under contract, older player who's been a major contributor on championship caliber teams. I chopped up some plays. Guy played in the latter half of the fourth quarter when, to me, this is an issue when someone's going rogue. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why guys, I don't care about Keon and Austin, the young guys, whatever. Play them as much. Them guys, let them do their thing. I don't care about those guys, right? There's no reason Bruce Brown should be playing 30 minutes. To me, this is the same thing as Javonte Green hitting a game-winning 3 against the Utah Jazz, and he's not even on the roster anymore. For all we know, Bruce Brown's going to be playing back in Denver next offseason or something. This guy has no future to the team. We don't even know if Borrego's getting a head coaching job. And if you polled everybody, I don't know what the results would be from that poll. But it's players who...
Mid-range blocked away. Good job. Get out, Hawk.
Oh, that's the wrong play.
No, I don't think that's the plan.
I don't think that is either.
No, give it away. Salon, this is a thing of beauty. And it's ripped away.
Bruce Brown gets that steal, goes down. They score. That's a 4-point swing.
Going to go off the pick. And give it away.
Bruce Brown gets that steal. They go down. It's a 4-point swing. It's another 4-point swing. Right, Bruce Brown, of course, he hits the free throw, gets a major offensive rebound, put back for 2 points. That's about 7 points, maybe. And of course, he split on his free throws, what have you. Can't happen. This is what happened to me. I just got to be real because that was extremely frustrating. This team has no type of future if they don't get a top draft pick. Like, you know, the fan base, the front office, the coaching staff, they can all pretend like, oh, we just need health. No, you need Cooper Flag. If you don't get Cooper Flag, you're in a lot of trouble. You don't get Cooper Flag, you're in a lot of trouble. This is what happened.
Oh my God.
That's what happened, bro. That's why,
I will say this though, Chaz. If they do
man.
win the game, right? Just say the Hornets. Just flip it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Hornets win the game. That means the Hornets win the season series, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2-0. So then the Pelicans would have to win one more. Hornets have to lose one more. I'm sorry, Pelicans have to lose one more. Hornets have to win one more. There's 8 games left?
Yeah, but see, at this point, it's not even just about the Hornets, because the
About
Hornets
the process.
Not only that, you've shown me now that you're self-serving. Now I see what I'm dealing with. So how I know the rest of this way, the Sixers, they shut it down a while ago. They 2 games behind you now.
Are you referring to who you're saying self-serving? Are you just referring to the organization as a whole?
I'm gonna say the coaching staff, because audition on your own fucking time.
But this is their own time.
Yeah, but no, don't do it with my money. Like, do it.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing it. No, if you don't do it.
I get it. I get it. But I'm like, bro, you've been interim coach. This is your 3rd interim because time. Maybe she's just not that into you, bro. Like don't. Oh, even if you were to get the job, right? This game would have no impact on your future. Like, we kind of have seen that he's potentially the heir apparent for a while now, maybe 2 seasons now. You losing this game and potentially heightening the eyes to Lana Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, etc., would only endear the front office more to you. Now you losing this game, God forbid, you drop. Something stupid happens and things stay exactly where they are, and you're at 4th, or Charlotte jumps to 1, or etc., or God forbid you drop. Now all of this is for naught. Like it just looks crazy to me.
I hear you when looking at the bigger, broader picture. Like, it's hard to disagree, right? Losing here would have been best. Losing every game the whole season would have been best. Yeah. The flip side of that coin for me is I don't necessarily blame it on those handful of coaches that were there. The people that we've generally heard are in charge of playing time, in a lot of cases are sitting in the front office. So those same people that said no, Zion has to play in burst and all this other silly business. Those are the same people that also literally just cut Javonte Green. They could have bought out Bruce Brown. They didn't have to bring up a legitimately decent NBA player, Alfred Payton, back. They could have gone and found random G Leaguers to do the exact same thing. It's difficult. It's difficult for me to rational. Again, if this was Willie Green, I would have a different opinion because you were currently the head coach and you were on contract. You're under contract for next year. In theory, you're playing for your better team for next year. These other cats ain't doing that. And it's difficult for me to say those dudes should have, he should have done something within his power to help them lose this game. To me, that I don't know.
We're gonna get to the lottery, right? And if it comes to be where we're in 5th or 6th spot, and we, or the 4th, and we look back at it and say it was because of the game against Charlotte that we're not a higher, number or higher seed. That's not James's fault. There are so many other games they should have lost. This should have been a plan from
back-to-back in Washington or with the Washington team.
This should have been a plan since January, right? To be honest, it should have been a plan since January. You should have been trying to lose multiple games then. I mean, you did lose a lot in January, but still, the Washington Wizards win, you shouldn't have been winning that shit. You know it. We can't look at this and be like, this is the one that got away. No, there's so many more.
It's just not it's not the coach's fault. Why is Bruce Brown on the roster?
That was my
Why is
biggest
Elfrid
issue.
Payton
But
on
we,
the
but
roster?
we
Like,
said
it's
that
not-
we said
they
that the
shouldn't
trade
be
deadline.
on
We said that at the
the
trade
roster.
deadline.
Yeah.
Like,
We
it's
said
not.
trade
I mean,
deadline.
if they're there, you're going to play them because
And listen,
Elfrid
Zion
Payton-
had to take himself out of the equation. He had to take himself out.
Hey, yo, and
Shout out
go
to
ahead.
the
My bad,
bots.
Lilo. Go ahead.
no, all right. So, yeah, I mean, that's essentially what I was about to say. Like, it's to be honest, it's hard to even blame Willie Green for that. Like, I can't blame Willie Green for coaching. I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, for trying not coaching because he don't coach, but I can't blame Willie Green for what the fuck.
Yeah, I'm trying. Lala, you're gonna have to help me out here. I don't know if we have a 6-man layout here.
Yo,
I'm
yo,
losing my
Justin
mind.
turned to a black man. I'm like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Shout out, Chris. Go ahead, Lito.
It's hard. You can't blame a coach for trying to win. Like if you give me the out to try to win the games, I'm gonna try to win the games.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it all goes back to the front office. Like you gotta have, like Five said, there needed to be a plan in place. At some particular point, you see the season going down the toilet. Somebody gotta flush that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just letting shit linger, and you trying to figure out. You know, you plug and play guys. We're gonna give this guy minutes. We're gonna do that, and you could have been giving Keon Brooks and Reeves minutes, and you could have been doing this the whole time. Like this didn't necessarily need to be a thing about streamlining the tank. Like you could have stepped over the line and been in a better position, but I can't blame coaching for that.
But Lito it also goes back to the point. Sorry, Chaz, real quick, because it goes back to the point of what is the goal of this team and what is the direction of this team. There is like that's.
I think Griff got to answer.
I can't let that shit slide, and this is why, because motherfucker can't have his cake and eat it too. You knew to take Kelly Olynyk out the game. You knew how to do that. You knew how to sit certain other players out the game. Kelly Olynyk played 20 minutes. Miles Bridges for the Hornets, he played like 22 minutes. Nurkic played like 22 minutes. It's like nah, crimey. You know how to do certain shit. Like you know what's popping around here. I can't. I'm not treating him like he just some. Well, how was I to know? Like nah, crimey. This. We know what's popping around this motherfucker. Now, if you can say you didn't think, like if he told me, well, I didn't think Bruce Brown would have made that much of a difference, I'd have said, all right, whatever. But motherfucker had 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 12 rebounds led the team. 3 motherfucker blocks, 3-4 major plays in the fourth. Nah. Because if that's the case, if nobody knows what's going on, I don't need none of y'all. If that's the case, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody know who left the stove on. Nobody know when it's time to go to lunch. Nobody know when it's time to pull this player. Nah, man, I don't need none of y'all then, because now we playing games. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie, I would have been pissed at Willie Green. I was pissed at him all this season for playing motherfucking Kelly Olynyk 35 minutes, CJ 38 minutes, all this shit. So clearly. Clearly the organization at this point kind of knows what's popping, because if they didn't play Kelly Olynyk 20 minutes, if Kelly Olynyk played the entire game, or Hawkins played, CJ played, Zion, a different story. But if everybody would have played their normal rotational minutes, I would have said, well, it all happened by happenstance. This is an organizational issue. But the fact that this guy in particular played over 30, he played the most minutes on the team, played 30 minutes. To me, that was done purposeful. And that's why I can't let it slide. Chris,
welcome to the show. Let's get your thoughts on this. Pelicans win 98-84. Make sure you smash the like button. Shout out Company Bird. You get free tots tomorrow.
Free tots.
What were your thoughts, I guess, on the game tonight? Obviously, it was a big game. If you lose, you really won. Willie Green wasn't there, so James Berger steps in. What?
I just the notion that this was a big game is like just hilarious to me. I don't disagree. I know, but it's just
it's one
thought. It's a funny thought.
Yeah, just one game, but it's like
no, but it's a couple squads with like 19 wins.
But Chaz, like I know it is one game, but like you got 8 games remaining, and you just lost the tie. Like you had a bona fide, like you had the tiebreaker against Charlotte if you lose this one. But I just want to let's hear Chris's thoughts on the game, because I think it's a very interesting talking point. But go ahead, Chris.
I mean, at this point, man, I really only watch these games for players that I think have NBA futures on this team. So while I know that like this game was huge in regards to if you lose to the Hornets get the tiebreaker 100% and you tie with them, you can maybe in some way take the rest of the way. But the problem is with this team or any team, there's still games left to go. So, for me, it was like it wasn't as simple to me as just like you lose this game and you get the third seed. And to me, or what even is that? What does that mean? We still have a lottery to go through and so on and so forth. So, like unless now if somehow Charlotte stays at 3 and then they end up getting Cooper flagged, then we can really talk about this. Say, God, like if it came down to that one game, but to me, man, to keep myself from going crazy, I mean, I'm watching the players that I actually want to watch play basketball. Like I'm watching Antonio Reeves, I'm watching Yves Missy, I'm watching Carlo in some stretches, and I'm watching Keon Brooks. That's why. That's the only reason I'm watching these games at this point. And they are guys from a basketball perspective. I can't control none of that other shit. From a basketball perspective, they're guys that actually feel like may be a part of what this team is trying to do. Right. What I would hope that they're trying to do going forward. I mean, if you went into this game and you felt worse or better about the organization, what have we been watching the past 70 games? We already thought the organization wasn't going in the right direction. We already thought they didn't have a direction or a path. They weren't on the same page. So this wasn't going to be like the thing that made me think like make them look at them any worse. Just so happened Willie Green didn't coach the game. So he didn't coach the game.
And for personal reasons, we all hope like everything's okay, obviously with Willie Green. But it was just go ahead.
My bad. No. I was going to just say, I think the real reason why people are not necessarily uproar or anything like that, but feeling some kind of way. You just watch Cooper flag in 2 straight games, right? And be super dominant in those games. And you're like, oh, we got a chance. And the Pelicans find some way to fuck it up. That's the true like pain point. Like, did y'all not see what we all saw? Did y'all not watch those games? Did you not see what the possibility could have been? And yet you decided to win this game. And I think that's probably why people feel the way they feel.
It's hard to say. Sorry, Chaz. It's hard to say to like win the game, but like I get what you're saying, Jared. You're completely right. But like we watched a G League basketball game tonight. We really did.
Terrible.
We did. But go ahead, Chaz.
And that G League basketball game had several implications that could have bettered your franchise.
True.
And you just let it fall by the wayside.
And that's the thing. Yeah, if it is a G League game, then why are you bringing in the ringer? Why you got one of the only NBA players on the floor? Because again, the Hornets, the 76ers, they not playing around as far as like, well, we're going to try. No, Therese Maxey was warming up before the game, didn't play. Quentin Grimes went on a cooker, didn't play. Like a lot of people know what they're doing at this point. Like there's no illusion to what's happening. And that being like, everybody's pulling their talent now. You got a person like Will Kane on the bench. You got like other guys who you could destroy out there. What purpose did that serve? If you could like, if I could ask and they could tell me like a real purpose that served in that moment, I would understand. But the fact that this isn't a young player, this isn't a guy under contract for next year. This was essentially a throw-in and a trade. You're playing them over 30 minutes against a bunch of fucking G leaguers. Like D1 guy playing Division II guys or community college fucking guys, right? It was just no reason to do it. Like there's no logical explanation to do it. And if Willie Green did it, I would be upset. Like and not only do you lessen your odds at potentially getting Cooper flag, you could fall. Like that's the thing that's missing from the entire equation. Like I don't know if the Pelicans considering it's not football. The worst record don't get the best pick.
Right.
Cool. But unlike football, you can fall. Like the Pelicans could fall to 8 if they get usurped by 76ers on Brooklyn or somebody like that. They could fall to fucking 10th, 11th. You know what I'm saying? They could fall. So it was this short-sightedness on their end, and there's no guarantees from future employment. There's no guarantees for a lottery pick. It's all about doing the right thing and at the right moment to give yourself the best odds. And tonight they didn't do that, in my opinion.
That's fair, Chaz. Okay.
Yeah, this was, in some ways, this was always the fear, though, right? Like, or at least for me, I think we talked about earlier in the year. Was if you were going to make that move, and look, I know Justin said the whole thing. Hopefully, everything's fine with Willie personally, whatever it was. You know, but I'm looking just from basketball perspective of it. This was always the problem, and it's why if you were going to make the change to James, you wanted to do it way earlier in the year. It didn't make any sense with 10 games left, right? Because he was probably going to make some of these random young players better. Like you saw Reeves probably play the best game he's played of it like so far this year. You saw Keon Brooks, I thought was better than Kelly Olynyk, and that's why he played in the second half. But like you saw some of those things, and I think that was always the worry for me is it's what we talked about with baseball. Like you get to the end of the year and you start bringing a lot of these random young players out, and like people start worrying about their jobs. They start worrying about next year, and that was why it's like Lito said it earlier, like you really needed Willie Green. Like if you wanted to guarantee the loss, like you needed to stay the course. It's unfortunate.
Say this too. Yo, I don't know. People got Gordon Hayward fucked up. Shout out to Quantus B. I hope Cooper turned out to be good because people think he really a savior. We're gonna see. Cooper reminds me of Gordon. Gordon Hayward was incredible. Gordon
Hayward at Butler was incredible.
Gordon Hayward was very good in the NBA. He was very, very, very good until he broke his leg. He was a very good player.
And it wasn't no like just break of the leg. It
was a terrible injury. Gruesome. But yo, go watch Gordon Hayward in Utah. Gordon Hayward was a monster.
Yeah, I just like to add to that point. Cooper's defensive upside is, to me, the difference. I'm not saying he's better than Gordon Hayward. I'm saying Gordon, he wasn't playing defense. Gordon was a bucket, but the fact that Cooper could potentially be that good on defense too is swings the pendulum.
Chris, did you want to say something? Because I had a different topic, but go ahead, Chris, if you want to say something more about the win or what. I think it might have been a Ross's point.
I might be in the minority here, man. I just don't think it makes that big of a difference. It's like, if nothing, even if they chose to lose this game, it wasn't gonna make any of us feel like they were moving in a better direction as an organization. Mm-hmm. And you're still moving to be tied for the third best odds just for one particular day, to not even know what the rest of the season looks like. Do we even know if Zion's out for the rest of the season? And then, like, if you look at it, like, like what how many examples do we even have of? It brings it back to like the the historic element of it. How many other examples do we have of teams tanking and it working for them in the way that they wanted it to? And do you trust the New Orleans Pelicans to even handle it that way? We talk so often about questions about their ability to draft and pick the right guy. We talked about them making the right trades and so on and so forth. If the conversation is still about the coach and the people that are pulling the strings, does it really matter what they do currently today with choosing to win this game? Like, I think their problems are bigger than just whether or not they win or lose this game with 7 or 8 games left to end the year.
So that's Chris, glad you brought that up, because I was going to pitch this to Jarrett, and I want to hear everyone's thoughts. Jarrett, Ross, Chaz, and Lito. Jarrett, we'll start with you. Like, I know you can't give me an answer here, but the NBA clearly has seen, like, this has been some of the worst tanking we have seen in a long time, especially what Utah has been doing. I don't think Charlotte's been like that bad, but they shut down pretty early. Like, do you think that this year, like, there could be some type of persuasion on how the ping pong balls drop here, or do you think, or the lotto balls drop, or do you think I'm thinking way too far outside the box? Like, no chance this happens. Because as you said, I don't know who just said it, Ross or Chris, like, there have been times where people have just tanked and then have gotten like the 5th pick, 6th pick. Like, do you think there's any type of chance there
where the league puts the
persuades, like, yeah, Utah, you're not getting the number 1 overall pick here?
I mean,
like, I know you have the best odds, but like, nah.
if that's the case, man, Adam Silver is more gangster than I think. You know, I don't know. But what I will say, I think they do need to think about restructuring like the season. To be honest, I give two shits about records anymore. Records don't really matter. Achievements don't matter anymore. I think they need to shorten the season to like 72 games, in my opinion, like or 70 games. That way, it's a true competitive balance. You get 35 home games, 35, well, say 70 games, 35 home games, 35 away games. And because you can see like the last 15 games or so have been somewhat nonsense for most teams. So
I mean, for Utah, it's been a half a year. It's been nonsense.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think I'm tripping. I've thought about this a lot, probably over the last couple of years. I mean, if you do that, you shorten that, you can probably raise ticket prices that way rather than what you've been doing. More people will see the game. I would do it that way. I'm tired of watching the Pelicans the last month or so squander through the rest of the league. Like nobody wants to see that. That's not a good product. That's a good product. If the Lakers come into town, like even if they do, like you're not going to get a good basketball game out of that. The Golden State game, was that a good basketball game to watch? Hell no. Nobody wants to see that. If you really wonder why the ratings are down, the engagement's low, it's because you're putting out a poor product. No one cares about the last bit of the season when most leagues, everybody cares about the last bit of the season. So that's what I do.
My 2 cents on that, Justin, is if it seemed like the I don't want to say obvious, but like the somewhat obvious thing to do whenever they went to this play-in game thing, and in essence you have like 10 teams from each conference that make the playoffs. Like that means there's only 10 teams that don't at this point. You got 20 in theory that are in the playoffs and 10 that aren't. I would have the 10 that don't make the playoffs. I'll get the same odds. Everybody gets 10% chance for the first pick, and then you go on and so forth. Because the tanking thing, like what are you really like? You're not. No one wins in that situation. Fans, mostly the paying customer doesn't win. But in some ways, like try to win the games. Like try to develop players. Try to win the games. Like you shouldn't be penalizing teams.
Yeah.
With to Jared's point, with when you're Pelicans been out of the playoff race for a month and a half. All right, like you shouldn't be penalizing them at game 70 for trying to win. Like it's just professional sports. Go try to win the games. You didn't make the playoffs this year. Cool. You go flip a coin with the other teams that didn't make it. But just because you weren't as bad, like you weren't as egregious. And I'm just using this year as an example. Like what the Jazz did. I agree. It's just been egregious. Good for them. Hey, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But like, if it doesn't work out, what do your fans really think about? Like, what if they end up with a 3rd pick this year? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, either way, like, if they do land number 1 pick, why would you reward a team that's like completely just shut down for the season just to get Cooper Flag? And then on the flip side, I'll get to you in a second. On the flip side, though, Ross, like, say they do get the 3rd seed, well, then the fans are pissed off. So like. It's a lose-lose. Go ahead, Chaz.
I think I think personally, I wouldn't like it to be this way, but the truth is, as long as there's only about 4 or 5 major NBA markets, farm teams are going to tank it. It's the only opportunity that they have to get high-end talent. Again, quick story. I had this crackhead in my this wasn't my neighborhood. This was my cousin area on Allen. So he's named Shorty. He used to wash the cars and shit like that, change the spark plug. Shorty changed belts on the motor. Really resourceful guy, right? And so one day I forgot what he said. He was picking up cigarette butts off the ground, smoking, and he was like, "What a motherfucker like me gonna do? I'm a crackhead. What a person like me gonna do?" That's what Shorty said. Shout out to Shorty. I hope Shorty's still around, right? What a team like the Pelicans gonna do? Right? What a team like Utah gonna do? What a team like the Wizards gonna do? Right? They not Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta could sign a high-profile free agent. We already know what LA got to offer. Miami, Orlando, even to a lesser extent.
Chicago.
Boston, Chicago. They got places. Phoenix. As they've shown improved. Golden
Sacramento.
Sacramento. If Seattle get a team tomorrow, Seattle is going to be able to sign high-profile players. Vegas. Nobody want to live in New Orleans, right? None of these players don't want, they don't want to live here. They don't really. And Utah, at least Utah, quick, you could get to Vegas. It's like a 2-hour flight to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really want to live in DC anymore. It's too expensive out here. So for those teams, the only thing they really got is taking and giving themselves the best opportunity to get the best player. So if again to come full circle, pause. If you the motherfucking Pelicans and you couldn't sign Tim Hardaway, you couldn't sign Malik Monk, you couldn't sign, the biggest free agent acquisition I heard about the Pelicans getting this years ago was Harrison Barnes. He was open to joining. This is the year I think they signed. They might have signed Tariq Evans this year. No, that was before that. This was they might have signed Tariq Evans this year. They might have signed Tariq Evans. But nobody fucking coming here. You're gonna have to draft the motherfucker. And what you don't want to draft is some role playing motherfucker, because you could get them off the street. That's why I don't care if the worst team never get the first pick. You need to be in the fucking argument. You need to be in the discussion, because they gave you the first pick twice. You fucked it off. All right, cool, whatever. That's on you. That don't mean you quit trying to get that motherfucker. You need to be in the conversation. Yeah, you can't be picking 8th and all right, cool. You picked 8 twice. Jackson Hayes, Dice Daniels, and work out for you. Cool. You picked 14. You picked 14. You picked 21. None of these things working out for you, cuz you picked 17 twice. It worked out once with Trey Murphy, where you had 13. You trade back. I think he went 17. You picked 17. Right? Once it worked out the other time, and work out with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You need a can't miss prospect. This is the position you in. Recognize your position. You need a can't miss prospect. Ain't nobody coming to play no motherfucking New Orleans. It ain't happening. Nobody even come and play with the Saints no more. It was a time that they like, man, if you get them in the building, they ain't leaving that line. They looking for property. Right now, man, the Dominican sue all the motherfuckers, man. After Jarvis Bird robbed the Pelicans, Saints blind, that was it. Nobody else even take y'all money no more. Man, fuck out of here. Y'all need the best player possible in the draft. Stop bullshitting all these interior motives and shit. Stop playing around. Get the best player possible. Stop fucking around, man. Stop.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?
Lito, thoughts?
Hey, I do have thoughts.
Good.
First of all, shout out to all the crackheads.
Shout out to Shorty, man. I ain't mean to put you out there like that. I hope you clean now.
I think I might know Shorty.
You might know. Yeah.
Man, shout out to Shorty, man. If he's still alive. A crackhead still being alive in this day?
You can't even get a good TV no more. Good laptop.
What other crackheads? That's what I want to know.
I had to go to the store to buy a PS5.
See,
bro,
can you believe that?
Bro, it's insane, bro.
It's not the same no more.
I don't understand.
Don't live 20 years.
Society is falling.
It really has, bro. It really has.
Are we? Wait, hold on. Are we talking about the plight of the crackhead right now?
He's been wrong.
It's tougher out there for him. Yeah, it's tougher out there.
He's been wronged by society. Yes,
it's like a prostitute, Chris. Think about it. With all these female rappers, what can a prostitute really wear anymore to let you know she a prostitute?
They stepping on their whole
imagine imagine you go on Chef, right, and you see Sexy Red. You gonna just assume that she's selling ass. But she's not. She's a successful entertainer, rapper, professional entertainer, right?
Industry plant.
Industry plant, right?
And prostitution ain't really dead. It just went to the internet.
Yeah. So the whole game, $40
is changing. Get you what $40 used to get you.
I'm saying, Justin, you asked me my thoughts.
I'm telling you, man.
You asked me my thoughts. Hey, I do got a thought though.
This is real. This might
would you say they've legitimized prostitution to a certain degree?
Oh, absolutely.
They just put some tax on it.
Corporate, it's became kind of corporate.
Like weed.
Yeah, basically. Go ahead.
Think about it. You used to graduate and you fail at a career and then go to prostitution. Yeah. Now it's graduation, prostitution. They just cut out the middleman.
While you're in school.
It's Graduate
Start 'em
college.
early.
We
Start 'em
talking
early.
Graduation,
college.
prostitution.
Bro,
Bro,
Start 'em early.
you seeing people turn down college scholarships to start an OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, thoughts on
Shout out to Company Burger, man. Shout out to Company.
Hey, man, for sure,
Shout out
man.
to
Shout out to them, man. Especially if they walking around there. I feel like, hey, I got some thoughts. Just I don't know where the show going, but I feel like I was talking to my partner Ivory earlier. Shout out to Ivory.
Shout out Ivory.
Shout out to Ivory.
Your comments yesterday about the center from Duke, right? I can't think of his name.
Is it Mabawe?
I think it's Malowich or something. I
Malowich,
think there's an
yeah.
L. I believe there's an L in there.
No,
it's either
disrespect.
Pan or Pam.
Definitely.
It might be a silent M. But
Yeah.
No disrespect. Keep ball.
Him, that dude, him. Shout out to your boy, man. I'm not drafting a center. Probably ever
Yeah.
again in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Why?
Yeah.
Unless this center is a generational talent at center, I'm not drafting it. I'm not drafting the center, and I'm not bullshitting you. I don't care how much of a defensive presence a guy is. I don't care how much of a rim runner a person is. I'm not drafting the center. That is such a devalued position. I can find efficient minutes at center, bro. In the free agent market, I literally.
Thank you, Boo.
Shout out
That
to
guy.
Yeah, him, that
Yeah.
guy. I still can't say his name.
Kaman.
Malowak?
That sound right.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
All right, Malowak.
I feel like
Wait, hold up, Lito. Smash the like button for real. Even the bots. Shout out. I know y'all watch
Yeah.
it. Just
Be a
hit the like
crackhead.
button. Yeah, be a crackhead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel like that is literally that's the running back position. That is the running back position. That is a position where I do not have to pay somebody money. The Pelicans did this shit all wrong, right? Like we know who they signed, but if you think about it, I was telling this to Ivory earlier. If you have three centers on the roster, right, and they all have three different skill sets, that's literally all you need.
I agree. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to go out and get a I don't know, insert dominant center there. Like he doesn't really matter. I got three guys on the roster who can do one can hit a three, one's a rim runner, and one's an interior defender. I'm fine with that.
This is something I say. I'm sorry, Ross. This is something I was saying around the time that teams were looking at trading for Damian Lillard, and I was just like, I can't think of the last like all-star center that won a championship. Probably the closest you get to is maybe Kristaps Porzingis, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, do you label as the
Jokic, I guess, but yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis, yeah. I mean,
Jokic.
he's a motherfucking 7'10". He is center. I don't know what he is.
He's a center.
but still, it's just like that position is just so. I think like the point guard in a way. If it's not a upper echelon top tier player at that position, they can essentially be almost.
I'm not saying
anybody.
Elfrid Payton's a starter, but go look at what Elfrid Payton's done like multiple games this year with the Pelicans.
Yeah, you get
how much you getting paid?
Huh?
About 10 a game, maybe a hundo a game, maybe about a hundo a game, maybe about a hundo.
That'd be legit.
Nah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sitting here thinking about it because, and Chaz kind of just alluded to it, but like the other tricky part is like who are the centers? Like who was the last? Hell, throw out Wemby. I was gonna say when was the last? Like who was the last American college center that you would consider to be like an all-star? I'm struggling to think of one in the last 7 or 8 years.
It might be DeMar because Cat Dominican.
Who's the other one?
It might be DeMarcus.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, you got to go back like a long way when there was like a legitimate American NBA center draft. But if you throw out Wemby, like who are the centers? Like I'm saying, who are the dudes like you're drafting?
But he's not I'm
talking about the guy that you're to your point, like that you're saying, oh, we're gonna draft him and like he's the center. No, it's a bunch of Jared Allens and Eves and like random people. It's not a, I mean,
so you're saying Eves is not a King Olajuwon, right? You're telling me
I'm saying, but it's not like there's just not those players don't even like exist outside of luck. I mean, unless you luck into a foreigner. I mean, Jokic was what, a second round pick or something?
Yeah. And Bam is a Inferno, and Devin Bam is at the 4. They're starting Ware next to Bam now because Bam can't play center.
Yeah, that's the same with Chet. It's like some of those players aren't like true centers anyway.
Chaz, I just have to rebuttal on this. You talked about small market teams or just people like no one wants to be in New Orleans, right? Because
no one. No young rich black dudes want to live in New Orleans. Like that's just what it is. Like
And I agree. And I think you need, like, if you're an organization, you have to have some level of development, right? Like that needs to be your baseline. I think about small market teams across multiple leagues that have won at a high rate, and people in that sport want to go there and play. And I think about St. Louis, right? People want to go play for the Cardinals because that's a really good run organization. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to live in St. Louis. I would raise my hand. All they got is Sexy Red, St. Lunatics, and Enterprise. Like,
they got high crime rate too.
Super high crime rate. I think about Kansas City, right? Like, who's raising their hand to truly go live in Kansas City? They got the Black History Baseball Hall of Fame there, right? They have
barbecue.
They have good barbecue.
They got Malcolm and Eddie, right?
They got the Chiefs.
But I'm saying, think about the Chiefs, right? If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, like, who was trying to go play for the Chiefs? Like,
do you think the NBA is different though? Because I always view the NBA as different because with the NFL, guys don't show their faces, and in baseball,
NFL's also like you're only traveling one day. In NBA, you could travel for a week and a half, 2 weeks.
So again, you're not even at home all the time. Yeah. If you're talking about the NBA season, you're not at home all the time. And if you play baseball, you're at home a decent amount with homestands, right? Yeah. Like, I just think if you just have a good organization, people will, if you build it, they will come.
Everyone wanted to play with Drew Brees. I mean, everyone wanted to play with Drew Brees. It's Drew Brees.
Yeah.
You got to get a Drew Brees. You got to get somebody. And I think that goes to Chaz's point about you got to get the higher end talent. But also, you have to get the people to develop the talent that ain't super high end to create the super high end talent.
Like, no disrespect to San Antonio, but San Antonio really looked like it was left in time. Right. Yeah. So, but motherfucker, go to TGI Fridays in San Antonio and see everything made of wood. Right. So, fucking plates made of wood, forks made of wood. Yeah, it's wood and stone. Right. All smooth edges. But still, people wanted to come play with Pop. People wanted to come play with Tim at the time. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or if either that or you're going to severely overpay for washed up players. Like Tony Parker went to Charlotte at the end of his career. I got all my rings. Give me the most money possible. I'll come chill over here for about a year. Who cares? Like, I'll golf with Michael Jordan.
I've been watching I don't know if you guys have been watching that Celtics show on HBO documentary currently. Really, really good. No, but even listen to the way former and some of the current players talk about Boston. Like, there ain't a lot of young black dudes that are like thrilled when Boston drafts them or trades for them because it's like, I don't really know. I mean, like, it's a great organization. I'm excited about the basketball part of it, but like, my point that I'm making is like, this 5 is exactly right. Like, if you have a really good basketball, like if your job is going to be really good, people are willing to throw some of the like cultural things like, we'll figure that out. We're still like super rich and we'll make it work. But but if the team is really good and you've built a culture of success and you win a lot, the narrative that changes.
Look at winning. Everyone has fun. Like, winning changes everything.
Yeah, look at regular people in our lives. Like, we'll uproot our families to go to a job that we really like.
Yeah.
And we don't give a fuck where it truly is. I mean, we do, but at the end of the day, like, if it's paying me well and I'm having a good time, like, I'll figure everything else out.
Bro, multiple high school coaches do that. This like football and basketball high school coaches did that. That's just part of the game. Go ahead, Leo.
Nah, man, like, to Ross's point, like, it's bro, like, imagine like walking up on something in Boston after you get drafted with that nasty ass accent, trying to talk like, nah, bro, like I ain't feeling that. But the real problem is something we alluded to earlier as far as like the New Orleans situation. Like, I know Chaz is bringing up,
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Talking about the comment.
confirm.
That comment.
Oh, I
that
totally
comment.
agree.
I totally agree.
Oh yeah,
it's
I
not
think
even close.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I think all the married people agree. I think all the married people agree.
Yeah. What about Jesus? I feel like the issue is that, you know, Chaz was talking about Chef Highway. The real
See
issue,
it, Jared?
the real. See what I'm saying? Hey, bro, that in that Baltimore accent, bro, that's the nastiest shit. I wish a woman would walk up on me talking about to do, bro. Get the
Hey.
fuck out my face. Fuck out my face.
We can
Hey,
hide. Go ahead.
but listen.
Officer O'Reilly.
The real issue is New Orleans strip clubs are the worst in America.
Dog, that's what it is, bro.
There we go.
Like, look,
Well,
I was living with my uncle Elroy, right? I know what y'all think. Chad ain't the type of brother get a little money and move out the hood. But as soon as I got my check, I was gone. But that's how it is with these dudes. Like, I'm saying, think about it. My brother play in New Orleans, right? I'm talking about, like, you got Brandon, you got Zion. CJ probably stay at home now. CJ good, cool family man, right? I'm sure CJ closer to retirement, so he probably loved the settle down nature. I could go wherever I want and focus on my business interests. But these young freaks, the young freak trick daddies, they won't be in the titty balls. They don't you know.
Wait, so
Zion ain't had no issues.
Okay, so let me
Zion
ask you.
imports fine
This taste is terrible.
fine enhancements.
What if
Need
this
to be
is
arrested. I'm sorry, Chris.
if this is what's Chicago and Atlanta's problem?
I think Chicago been bad for a very long time. Like,
But they got the market.
they
You were
do,
talking
but
about
they just
Spurs
been.
or basketball?
Yeah, what were you talking about?
Oh, you talking about like
What you talking
basketball?
Because you can point talent. All right.
You know what I think it is
Not the
with
women.
Chicago?
Not the women.
What I think it is with Chicago, I remember when Carmelo Anthony went to Chicago for a meeting to sign just before he resigned with the Knicks, and Derrick Rose wouldn't acknowledge him in the gym. The story was this is when Derrick Rose had sat out the whole season, and the story was, oh well, he was busy, he was training, and he wouldn't really say what's up with Carmelo. To me, that was like the last major free agent acquisition they had. And they never had another cornerstone. That like to Five's point and like to my earlier points, like if you ain't got nobody teams want to come play with, I don't think nobody want to come play with Zion, honestly, because you don't know if he's gonna be here. You don't know if he's even gonna be around. Like, so that's another thing. Like, if you ain't got no cornerstone, and you said Atlanta, I think that's, even though this was a bad draft, I don't think Trae Young got a ton of friends in the league for whatever reason.
Damn, no.
Look, OKC drafted well, but you're telling me guys around, and then they obviously trade for Shea, but you're telling me guys don't want to go play with that team right now? Free agents, veterans on the way out, like those guys. It's Oklahoma City.
Yeah. The other thing about Chicago,
winning matters. Winning matters.
Yeah. Other thing about Chicago, and I mean, this is like a lower level, but all the people I know from Chicago, ain't none of them got nothing good to say about Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
Then you have to do. Is that the same guy who destroyed the Jordan team?
Yeah, I think he's been the owner.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, same dude that owns the White Sox too, right?
Yeah.
Krause was the GM.
Krause, yeah. It's wild.
I think Chicago, just crazy enough, I think Chicago is literally on the verge of figuring it out on both sides, on both sports, in both sports.
You got some fun players.
Yeah, like I think Caleb is the type of player that could change that will change that whole franchise on the basketball side. And then if you look at what they're doing, what's the dude they drafted? The Bulls drafted, man. The tall
European guy,
bro.
That dude, nice.
Bro.
Dude is nice.
Nice. Man, yeah, bro. He's showing flashes of like greatness. Like,
y'all remember when he hit like 4 threes and Justin, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this asshole?
Hey, I like Yak and Shooters. Wait.
That dude cold though.
What is that?
The dude from Chicago?
Is it? You talking about? Oh, this the GM. We talking about the tall dude with the hair. That motherfucker nice.
Ross, the owner of the Bulls owns the White Sox too.
Yeah, Reinsdorf owns both.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who owns the Bears?
Sound familiar?
Who owns the Bears? That's what I was saying.
Very familiar.
Who owns the Bears, Chris?
King Vaughn.
What is it? McCaskey family.
Okay, so then
they're privately
who
owned.
owns the Blackhawks?
Right, but I don't know who owns the fucking Blackhawks.
Okay, so there's five different owners in that city. There's five different owners in that city.
Right, but you know what though? Through all that, the Bears are known as being poorly ran and cheaply ran. The White Sox are known as being poorly ran and cheaply ran. Right, they've never signed a free agent over $100 million. So I guess what I'm saying is like the market matters and the talent matters because like it's a mixture of multiple things, and you need some kind of luck. What Boston ended up putting together, a lot of that shit was luck. That's not a great market necessarily, but they ended up getting the right players at the right time, and they built something that has continued to move on today. Right? When you look at like Atlanta, it's a great market and a great market for black men, but it's not something for whatever reason. They've never signed a free agent that really matters. They've never been able to move forward as all they had was
Joe Johnson, right?
Yes. And Joe at that time was going anyway that was paying him the money. So we got a list of both. It's not like it's not either. I don't think it's one side or the other necessarily. Even with Zion, you say draft a player, but shit, it don't get in the history of the game when you talking about like talents or unique talents that you want on your team. Zion's one of those one-on-one, and it didn't work here. So that it's not working in the way that it should work. You need luck. Like you need a San Antonio, Oklahoma City type situation. Those people, they got a little bit of luck, they got great talent, and they built a good fucking organization that's still together and is structured today.
Go ahead, Fi.
No, I was gonna say to Chris's point, like you look at the White Sox and and you look at their owner, and he owns. He owns what else? What other team?
White Sox.
The Bulls. All right. I just think you can't own multiple teams. Like there's, you can't like. It's so much that goes on now. Like you can't do it anymore.
You gotta be hands on.
You gotta be hands on, and there's no way for you to be hands on in both spots, right? Like there's just no way. And I think, if we want to just call a spade, I think she has to sell one of them. She has to sell one of them.
She ain't selling.
I think also to Chris's point, when you talk about a team like the Bulls or even the Saints, for a long time, you get the benefit of doubt for a long time when you got a legacy. Like even Boston, like you get the benefit of doubt. Teams will give you the benefit of doubt. As long as you got a cornerstone there, like they had Paul Pierce, for a while. And what's the dude who fucked off all this money?
Antoine Walker.
Yeah, Walker was there. They had some guys. It was just like, we about to all just go. We gonna fuck it. We just going to Boston. It's a legendary market. We're gonna get the looks from the NBA, et cetera, et cetera. And we'll just drag Doc Rivers along with us because Doc was about to get fired if you check the receipts. But you just drag, Doc along with us. But even with Atlanta got like poor attendance issues. Even team like Memphis got poor attendance issues. It's crazy because the city those cities aren't basketball cities necessarily, because I only say that because of the attendance. Whereas the Pelicans, they can fill an arena. They just ain't got no good product.
Yeah.
And so you really got to get the cornerstone guys in the building, man. So like you get Cooper Flag throwing 10 fucking alleys a game. Somebody gonna say, I want to go play with Cooper Flag. I want to go play with Luka. I want to go play with Chris Paul. If Zion was healthy 2 seasons in a row, I'll go play with Zion. It's just like right now, they just so far away.
I was just looking at some like sports owners who own multiple teams, Jarrett. I know for one, the Fenway Group, I think they own Manchester United and the Red Sox. I could be completely wrong. I know they own like some big. I'm not a big soccer guy.
That's a group, right? Like that's multiple.
Okay, I'm just trying to think about how many. So Stan Kroenke owns the Rams, the Nuggets, and Arsenal. Let's look up some other ones. Magic Johnson.
The Glazer family owns the Tampa Bay Bucks and
Yes.
Manchester United.
But Magic a different
That's what I
kind
was
of
thinking
owner though.
about.
Magic more like one of those. He's
Arthur
more
Blank?
of a public hands-off investor. Arthur Blank is more of like Arthur Blank will coach the team himself if he had to. Like Jerry Jones, people like that. Like that's different. You know, that's like.
Well, say there's not a
super
lot of
hands-on.
like. There's not a lot, but there are some. I just thought that was interesting that Gail Benson's one of them.
Y'all know the European dude, as far as Matas or whatever.
Oh yeah, the one who on the Kings, huh?
No. I'm talking about the player. The white dude we were talking about.
Oh yeah, for the Bulls.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's like not foreign at all. I'm pretty sure he's like from Chicago.
Oh, for real?
Like for real. Like
yeah,
he's
I remember
from,
thinking
like,
when they
Chicago
drafted him.
suburb.
Yeah, like he went to like
okay.
high school in Chicago too.
Oh, good.
Hell of a European name. They gotta have a European.
He might be Polish or something. You know.
He's
all right,
white.
let's get.
He's white. He's definitely a white European.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into fan questions.
He'll be albino.
Fan questions,
No, I'm pretty
comments,
sure he's white.
and super chats.
He's got white hair, I think, too.
Yeah.
Presented
white
by
guy
John
hair.
Deere and Sunshine.
Justin,
try it.
Yo, and shout out to Josh Giddey though, because man, I thought it was over for Giddey. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this. I'm just on the court. I'm talking just on the court.
Right now, Chaz. We're in the middle of an ad. We're gonna go shout out to Josh.
No, I'm saying respect. No, I'm saying because that motherfucker balling right now.
That's great. Theo's is always balling. So shout out to Theo
Shout out to
as
Theo's.
always.
Always balling.
John Deere. I got the green hats, guys.
No one-
Bring
no
your
one-
green hat. Bring
Oh,
your green
appreciate
hat.
you, man. I got my sign behind me. No
Bring
one
your-
runs like a
shout
deer.
out to- Lito, what movie is that? Bring
Nothing.
your green hat. Come
I
on.
don't know,
what you
Justin.
got?
I don't
See,
know.
it's not. Yeah. Let's
You-
go with the super chats.
You gonna tell me? Or?
Sounds like
Snoop-
that.
Oh, I love that movie too.
Snoop-a-loop.
Snoop-a-loop. You my boy, Blue.
Shout out to Will Ferrell. Ain't that
Bring
Will
your
Ferrell?
green hat.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Good
shout out to
job.
Will
There we go. All right. Super chats. Michael Morgan, appreciate Wire, Jose and Bruce playing 30 plus minutes. Fast forward about 6 minute mark. Chaz, Ross, Jared,
Man.
and Leo talk about that.
Shout out to Michael Morgan. Appreciate you, dog.
Thanks for the super chat, Michael. Carl.
Carl Live. What's up, dog?
We got Carl, my man Lito, live from the Shire. What's good?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Trying to find a ring, brother.
Oh, God.
Chris, not even. DJ Drama. Hornets wanted more. Wow.
Justin, read it
Flag that
again.
is- Nah.
Read it again, Justin. Read it again.
DJ. Trying to shout DJ.
my man Lito live from the Shire. What's good? Hornets wanted more. Flag that is. Chaz, I want to cancel worthy rant. F Gale, F this org, man. Chaz, I ISO ball rant some to oblivion. Chaz, bring it back. Hot takes, man.
Yeah, man. I told y'all, man. Tanya Harden.
Brad Laborde, appreciate the super. They're always going to make the worst choice. Carl, again, appreciate you, man. Just saw the Pistons T-Wolf scuffle. How many scuffles has this soft ass team been in this year? Do we have a stat for that? Has there been there's been one scuffle, I think. Bruce Brown started it?
Yeah. And CJ always like kind of.
But CJ's like giving like some dirty fouls. He ain't started. He ain't
man. I remember Jose tried to start some shit with what's homie? He with Indiana now. Thomas
Bryant.
Yeah, Thomas Bryant.
Oh yeah.
Man, this dude shoved
Jose like in Miami.
Yeah,
that was Miami.
it looked like a lion fighting a meerkat. He's like, get out of here. Oh, let me at him. Shout out to Jose though for showing that fight. Shout out to Jose.
I mean, it's the rule. We have to bring up a super chat, but
Oh God.
there you
Move that.
go. Brian Pumper.
Yo.
Who?
That name is
Brian Pumper.
Whoa.
I met Brian Pumper.
That's
I ain't gonna lie.
Hell, fellas, I'm rooting
Shout
for
out to
y'all.
B Pumper, man.
Appreciate it.
Dog.
Hell, fellas, I'm rooting for y'all. My Sixers going for the juggler. Dog, we played a bartender and a tire sales guy, significant rotational minutes. They are trying to tank, man. They definitely are. Appreciate you, Brian. The super chat.
Imagine walking up to Brian Pumper like, man, I love your work. How do you? What else you say?
Ezekiel, member for 7 months.
Yo, hey,
Doing
keep
egg
doing what
ass.
you're doing. Keep doing what you're
Cracking
doing.
the egg.
Yeah, egg his ass.
What you say?
I bought the jersey. I have it hung up at home. Like I'm just
My God,
here,
this
man.
like a dream come true.
Braun with a Tim's too.
My
Yeah.
God. Like, where
Can I
you
get your autograph?
jewelry from?
Where do you?
Just 27 days. You look good in the city.
Yeah, it is.
Greatest
Hold
show.
on.
It's the greatest show of all time.
This is such a good
Go
show.
ahead.
Ezekiel, appreciate you for being a member for 7
thank
months.
you,
I'm a
Zeke.
Mets fan, and the last of the regular season was probably the best game last season. 7 games of this nonsense to go. Red Sox are off to a brutal start. Tennessee, appreciate you, man, being a member for 2 months. Does the Pelicans playing in Australia mean anything in terms of how the league values them?
Yes.
Jared, go ahead.
Yeah. I think that shows high value for the Pelicans. I mean, you're gonna send them to a whole nother country to play a basketball game. Who's doing that? Anytime I've been to another country, and that hasn't been a lot, but I always see Pelicans jerseys for some strange reason. So I don't know what it is about the Pelicans or the name or just New Orleans in general, how other countries feel about it, but they are attached to it for some reason.
I think it's the
Damn, I thought you were being
Metropolitan
sarcastic.
vibe.
Huh?
Yeah, me too.
I thought you were being sarcastic. You were saying that you think the league actually
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm dead serious. I do think
we
that
got
I was about to go say, look at the teams NFL sends to Europe every year.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think they value. Tell me how you think they value them.
We got pretty solid European following here too.
they do.
Yeah, we really do. Shouts to all
That's true.
y'all.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, we really do. DJ Trauma, but wait, this team's ran by crackheads.
Hey,
Man, he
Allegedly.
ain't wrong. No, he is not wrong.
Allegedly. Ezekiel, we're losing recipes. Show your kid Andrew Bynum tape. I think
Bynum
it's
was
center.
nice at one time.
Yes, he
yeah, he
was.
got
was
that-
crazy.
with that Frederick Douglass throw, and it
They
just
got mad at Bynum for taking threes, but today they'd be mad if he didn't shoot them
Didn't
up.
shoot threes. Yeah,
That's
for
crazy.
sure. Carl, appreciate the super chat. They're hoes in Boston. Not be the hose you want, but the hose you deserve.
elite.
Yeah.
Comment, Carl.
Chris is Chris.
He's the greatest. The greatest.
All right,
of all time.
Oi.
Ooh, this okay. Hot take.
Get you-
Qantas.
Nice,
honestly
nice
don't want
Megan
Cooper
McNamara.
I honestly don't want Cooper Flag. His ceiling is being a B version of Gordon Hayward. Lido.
Hey.
I know we talked about this. Lido, more thoughts on that.
A B. I mean, I take a B version of Gordon Hayward. Like, I ain't mad at that. I mean, it's better than what you got. Fuck.
I think that's disrespectful to Cooper Flag. I don't want to have a conversation right now, but I think it's disrespectful to Cooper Flag. And that's not saying that Gordon Hayward wasn't a solid, it's a good NBA player, but that's how good Cooper is. That's disrespectful to compare him to Gordon Hayward.
You know, I think because I've spoken about this before. I think we're all guilty of it to some degree. I think sometimes we all struggle with cross comparing racial groups with NBA players.
Yeah.
Like, because to me, Cooper Flag played nothing like Gordon Hayward. Like
Not at all.
nothing like him whatsoever, right? But it's just something we do instinctively. Like when I see Jaku, I think about Tyler Hero because that's like my frame of reference. But I don't think he'd have scored Tyler Hero. He don't play nothing like Tyler Hero. But Cooper Flag, bad motherfucker, dog. Like,
You know,
I just
he
gotta
is.
keep it real.
You know,
Dude, he's
you know what's
ugh.
crazy? I seen somebody tweet that the other day, Chad. Somebody was saying, you know, for whatever reason, we have trouble comparing Flag to black players. But he played more like, I forgot the comparison, but he doesn't play like anybody white.
Nope.
Like there's not.
I could see some Luca maybe, but
I
Luca
know
played James Harden.
A lot of people compare him to Scottie Pippen, but I think he's kind of like a
That's
rich man's
very
Aaron.
interesting.
He's a rich man's Aaron Gordon to me. He's
Man,
what's his
that's-
name?
that's a nice
6'9".
comparison.
18 years old. He's 6'9". Like Gordon Hayward probably with 6'6", 6'7".
No,
I don't see that one.
He's a big 6'7".
he has a strange ability to play slow
might be
and
crazy.
athletic.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like how are you slow and athletic?
Like that's like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, like
Yes.
like motherfucker who
He was
just
like-
moving in slow motion and
So y'all, so
Yeah.
my comp for him,
Lamar Odom was nice.
some plays was like Paul Pierce. Like I see some of that, but like younger Paul Pierce before he like gained weight and he got completely like a lot slower,
Like
more
Funky.
as and he's that's crazy. And
you
he's
remember
not.
that dunk contest Paul Pierce competed in?
Yes,
Oh god.
yes,
I can't believe Paul Pierce
yes.
did a dunk.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Ross, if we don't get the number 1 pick, we must trade Zion.
Shout out to Silver.
Damn, that was not what I expected.
What?
Right, still the franchise. I mean,
I don't know. I don't. Not right away. I mean, I would rather trade the pick. The one to trade Zion. Right.
Would
We
you
can have
trade
that we can have that conversation at some point.
Would you trade Zion for the number 1 pick?
Hey, in this draft, I probably would. I would strongly consider it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would. Cause fuck, if I'm a trade, if
No,
I would
pardon.
trade, well, you know what?
Oh,
You gotta put yourself in a position like this. Would the Timberwolves trade Anthony Edwards for number 1 pick? It's a strong no. Would the Celtics do it for would they trade Tatum for number 1? Probably not.
both players are better.
Yeah, both players are better and more available. Now, talent wise, I don't think they're significantly better talent wise, but I think the availability even makes it.
They're better. They're both better overall basketball.
Yeah,
players.
all the round players probably.
Yes.
But I would still, talent wise, I would still put Zion in that tier of talent. So maybe I would strongly consider it. I need player talent too.
Yeah, conversation for a separate podcast because I got like a thoughts about the whole like Cooper Flag, NBA upside, but
All right,
here nor there.
Lito, did you start this?
what?
It wasn't me.
It was not me.
Hey,
But I mean, you want to talk
about
about
it?
You want to talk about
No,
it?
I just
Talk about it.
yeah.
Try-
You want to
try-
go
try-
to
try-
Justin? I
I
mean,
mean,
Nah, that wasn't me.
I didn't start that. That was
Why did
crazy,
you?
Sean.
I thought you were supposed to read the comment, Justin.
yeah,
bro.
you just
Yeah.
glaze, you just breeze by. Like, what's up,
Chris,
Justin? Host, bro. What's up?
you too. That's
Oh,
all
man.
right. Hips, lips, and fingertips.
Okay.
You can't get peer pressured into that, Justin. You gotta.
What do you want me to do? It's the
know.
rule.
No,
you know?
no.
It's the
Fuck
fucking
it.
rule.
You make the rules. You make the
Goddamn
rules.
Anchorman.
There's
Fuck you,
accountability
San
on this
Diego.
show.
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Boop, 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 you're fired.
If David Griffin wasn't in this chat before, once he heard fingertips, he was definitely in this chat now. Shout out to David Griffin, man, aka
Let's
Big
hear
Bad
from,
Booty Daddy.
I don't know how to continue after that.
Shout out to Taylor Jenkins.
Shout out to
Shout out
Jenkins.
to Jenkins. Yeah.
Smash the like button. Anything else? We're a minute 12 in, 200 people. Appreciate you on
200.
Sunday night.
Appreciate y'all, man.
hit the
I'm just
like
gonna
button.
say, I think Laurie Markkinen gonna be available this offseason. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if I would trade the pick for Laurie Markkinen, but that contract is ugly. But if it's like 5th or something, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But like the Jazz got to tank because that's we was talking about it earlier. I meant to bring this up. Y'all know the Jazz got to tank again next season because
That's what you kept
OKC
saying,
on their
'cause
pick.
OKC.
So it's
That's why I really don't think the NBA is going to reward them with the number 1 pick.
they might not.
We'll see.
Justin,
Yeah.
when you read that comment, it was the perfect time for you to play this video.
So I was scrolling
Oh,
up.
like
I was
a
like, man, I want to play a video, and that was, I didn't pull the trigger. Damn it!
The face he makes
He's like a
is
ghoul.
criminal. Like they gotta lock him up.
Like I want to drink your blood. He look crazy as a motherfucker. Shout out to Smokey Robinson, the greatest songwriter, one of the greatest.
Shout out Smokey.
Smoking that crack. Shout out to Shorty, man.
Hey, Justin, you about to end the show?
I'm thinking about it, but then also this has been like an epic podcast. Like I don't.
We still got 200 people in here. Boy, it must be a slow Sunday. Shout out to
Before
everybody.
you end it, let me get my 5 minutes. 5 seconds, whatever it is.
Oh, you have 5. You want
Me
5
get my-
seconds?
That's crazy. Yeah, let me get about 5 seconds.
You want the 5?
Whenever you about to end the show.
Damn, Justin. Justin gonna keep saying it. Justin like you want
What
the
is
whole
going
5?
on?
That's like so you want the whole
Here's the
5?
problem.
He keep saying that.
What have you?
Time out. I got time. Wait. Here's the problem.
Why
Time
you
out.
keep saying that?
Time out. I'm trying to find a video, so I'm not really paying attention. So Lito,
Oh, so you're stalling.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Justin.
Smoking that smoke, doing that coke, dealing that dope, giving up hope, gang banging.
that's I was.
The B-roll in that is the.
That's crazy.
That was it's funny. I just read on that.
It's in the show.
That song was actually written for Brian Pumper. Smokey wrote that song.
What we need to do now is get focused and stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
All right, Leo.
Hey, you Justin?
Audio Jungle.
Hey man, listen. At one point in time, Hurricane Katrina happened, and like I had to. Everybody had to relocate. So yeah, I'm in Atlanta, man. I'm playing basketball at Morehouse, and me and my homeboys. We was walking around the campus. We ain't had no books in our book sacks. We used to be in the library a lot. Shout out to all girls who just used to entertain us for no reason. Just walk up to your girl in the library, just be like, "Yo, what you studying?" "Oh yeah, me too." So, anyways, one day we noticed this dude just kept coming around in the Benz, like on the strip between Morehouse Club, the AUC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like it was cool. It was cool. Like more and more girls started going to him. Like the library crowd started getting thinner and thinner. Like, what the fuck is happening? So, dude parked his car one day, and he pops out. He sitting on the bench, right? It's Bobby Valentino. So, me and my homeboy, we let that shit slide for about 3 weeks, and then one day we walk up to the bench and we like, Bobby, what the fuck are you doing around here? This is a college. You don't go here, right? I know Mrs. Officer is out. Like he's walking around campus doing wee. We like, Bobby, get the fuck out of here, right? Right? All right. I'm saying all that to say, Jose Alvarado shot 4 for 16 tonight, 1 for 7 from 3. It's time to get the fuck out of here. Like we told Bobby Valentino. Thank you.
I see how you brought it full circle.
Yeah,
I see that. I see
See
it.
y'all later.